Salve, welcome to this video lesson on Colloquium unde vicessimum, the 19th dialogue that goes along with chapter 19, capitulum unde vicessimum, in Lingua Latina per se illustrata. Hic in pictura, here in the picture, sunt homines, Fabia et Cornelius. Fabia est femina, Cornelius est vir. Cornelius est maritus Fabiae, et Fabia est uxor Cornelii. Fabia et Cornelia sunt parentes sexti. Hic Cornelius iam domi est apud Fabiam uxorem. Cornelius is now at home with his wife Fabia, quae maritum adesse gaudet, who is happy that her husband is present. Now, again, just recall that this is Latin idiom here. Ad esse literally means to be present. It's the infinitive, but we don't like to say who is happy her husband to be present. We say who is happy her husband is present. Post meridium, after midday, afternoon, maritus et uxor in atrio sextum filium suum expectant. The husband and the wife wait on Sextus, their son, in the atrium. Now, this is the first main room you would come into after you go through the ostium, front door, and come maybe through a small hallway in some Roman houses into the atrium. Oh, Fabia says, "Oh, quam sola hic eram sine te, mi Corneli. Oh, how lonely I was here without you, my Cornelius." Now, saying my so-and-so in Latin is an endearing sort of thing to do, so a lot of times they do this with friends or family members. And Corneli, of course, is that special vocative case that we get for IUS, second masculine nouns like Cornelius. Sed iam gaudeo, but now I am happy, te me cum esse, that you are with me. Cornelius says, Ego non minus gaudeo, I am not less happy, we would probably say I'm no less happy, me esse domi apud te, uxorem meam amantissimam, that I am at home with you, apud te, my most loving wife. So amantissimam comes from amans amantis, the participle that means loving, and participles are verbal adjectives, so you can turn a regular adjective into a superlative, so you can do that with this too. So amantissimam, most loving. In urbe Roma, in the city of Rome, male me habeo, I am doing badly. I'm not so well, right? So habeo me literally means I hold myself, and then the male or the bene, as you put it in, indicates like how you're doing. So in the city of Rome, literally, I'm holding myself badly, but this idiom means I'm not doing so well. I'm doing poorly in the city of Rome. Sed Tusculi, but at Tusculum, that's a locative case, Tusculi. It looks like a genitive. The locative looks like a genitive for second declension nouns. But at Tusculum, semper delector, I am always delighted, domo mea pulcherrima, by my most beautiful house. Okay. And then Fabia says, Num domo tua plus delectaris quam uxore tua. Num expects a negative answer. Surely you're not delighted more by your house, domo tua, than by your own wife, uxore tua. Notice delectaris, just like delector up above, is a passive verb. Here in the U form, delector in the I form. All right, Cornelius responds to her, concerned that he makes sure his wife knows he loves her. Skis nihil a me plus amare quam te, mea Fabia. You know, skis, that nothing is loved more by me, plus amare a me, than you, quam te, my Fabia. And again, notice he calls her mine, and that's an endearing thing to do, to show he cares for her. Just like when she said, mi Corneli. Hac domo delector, I am delighted by this house. Et quia ipsa per se pulchra est. Both because it itself is beautiful by itself, per se, et quia hic uxorem meam pulcherrimam auspicio, and because here I look upon, or I look at, my most beautiful wife. And then Fabia says, Me quoque delectat domus nostra, our house also delights me, quamquam minor es quam aliae domus, although it is smaller, minor, than other houses. Now notice domus is a fourth declension noun with the nominative plural us. And also notice that domus, just like manus, is one of those rare us type fourth declensions that's actually feminine instead of the normal masculine. The other word that's common like that, domus, manus, and then humus, meaning ground, those are us type nouns that are actually feminine. Nec signis deorum ornatur, nor is it, meaning the house, decorated by statues of the gods. So it's smaller than other houses, and it's not got a lot of fancy statues. Cornelius responds to her, Scio multas domos Tusculanas, et maiores et meliores esse, quam nostram. I know that many Tusculan houses, so this would be houses in the town of Tusculum, are both bigger, maiores, and better, meliores, than ours, quam nostram. Atque columnis et signis pulchrioribus ornare, and that they are decorated, ornari, by more beautiful, pulchrioribus, columns and statues, columnis et signis. Nec tamen, nor nevertheless, haec domus mihi videtur, does this home seem to me, minus pulchra esse, to be less beautiful. Domus hominum duitum, the homes of rich men, rich people, signis dearum magnificis ornantur, are decorated with magnificent statues of goddesses. Domus mea, my house, femina ornatur, optima et pulcherrima. My house is decorated, ornatur, by a woman, and then the optima et pulcherrima, notice the long A endings agree with femina, by a woman who is most beautiful and the best. So the optima means best, and pulcherrima is most beautiful. So I put that in a more natural English word order, it would be, my house is decorated by the best and most beautiful woman. So the contrast is rich people have wonderful statues of goddesses. I've got an actual beautiful and awesome woman who decorates my house. So he's trying to flatter her here. And Fabia says, Verbis magnificis scis tu laudare, et uxorem et domum tuum Corneli. You know how to praise, tu scis laudare, you know how to praise both your wife, et uxorem, and your house, et domum tuum, with magnificent words, Cornelius. Mihi quoque haec domus pulchra videtur. To me too, to me also, this house seems beautiful. All right, and then we get the nec and not or nor. Nec ullum peristylum floribus pulchrioribus ornatur, nor is any peristyle decorated with more beautiful flowers, quam nostrum, than ours. Sed hoc atrium nimis obscurum est. But this atrium is too dim, too dark. And Cornelius replies, Cum sol lucet, when the sun is shining, atrium nostrum satis clarum est. Our atrium is clear or bright enough. Iam vero, but now, caelum nubibus atris operitur, the sky is covered with dark clouds. Itaque obscurum est atrium rather. And so the atrium is dim, is obscure, is dark. Okay. Fabia caelum obscurum aspicit. Fabia looks up at the dim sky, et recte dice sinquit. And she says, you are speaking correctly. Sed nescio commodo, but I don't know how, meridie prope tam obscurum est quam vespere. At midday, it is nearly so dim or as dark as at the evening or in the evening. Now, nescio quomodo, literally, I don't know how, but you could translate that as somehow. A lot of times, nescio with interrogatives like this implies, that I don't know how means somehow. I'm not sure which particular way it is. In other words, I don't know what's causing this, but somehow. So just be aware of that. Idiomatically, that kind of phrase could be translated somehow rather than literally, I don't know how. So, but somehow, at noon, it's nearly as dim as in the evening. And Cornelius responds, Non meridies, not noon, it's not noon, sed hora septima est, but it's the 7th hour. So noon came at the end of the 6th hour. He's saying it's a little bit after that. And then Fabia says, Jamne hora septima est, it's already the 7th hour. Ubi igitur est sextus, where therefore is sextus. Non multo post meridium eludo redire solet. He is accustomed to returning from school not much past midday. Quid eum in via agere putas? What do you think, putas, that he is doing on the road? Eum agere in via. And Cornelius responds, Nescio, I don't know. Sunt purri, boys are boys. And then Fabius says, Ad sextus simper recta via domum redit. But Sextus always returns home recta via, by a direct road, by a straight path. That is to say, he comes directly home. And then Cornelius says, Si improbi sunt discipuli, if the students are bad, usque ad horam septimam in ludo tenintur a magistro. They are kept, they are held, tenenter, another passive verb, all the way until the 7th hour, usque ad horam septimam, in school, in ludo, by their teacher, a magistro. Now Fabia responds to this, Sextus non est discipulos improbus. Sextus is not a bad student. Praeterea, furthermore, ille ludi magister pigerimus numquam discipulos suos post meridium tenet. That most lazy pigerimus, that laziest teacher of the school, magister ludi, never numquam holds his students tenet discipulos suos past midday. Hora sextima, at the 6th hour, omnes domum remittit, he sends them all back home. Neque eos post meridium revenire iubet, nor does he order them to come back after noon. Ut alii magistri, as other teachers, and you have to understand, as other teachers do. So it was normal Roman custom for students to go to school very early in the morning at dawn, and then they would be there. They might go and have a lunch break to go and eat on their own, and then they would come back and stay there in the afternoon, perhaps up until close to sundown. Okay, so Roman schools often had longer hours than our modern schools, but here this is a very short school, and she says it's because he's lazy, which may well be true. Cornelius says, Ego non puto, I do not think, pigrum esse magistrum sexti, that the teacher of Sextus is lazy, pigrum. Certe non optimus est magister, certainly the teacher is not the best. Sed tamen melior est, but nevertheless he is better, quam tu putas, than you think. Non e filium nostrum bene legere, scribere, computare docet? Doesn't he teach our son? Notice a none expects a positive answer, so he's implying she should say yes. Doesn't he teach our son to read well, to write well, to compute or calculate well? All right. Fabia says, Sextus discipulus industrius ac prudens est ut scis. Sextus is an industrious or hardworking and wise or prudent student, as you know. Ut scis. Ergo, therefore, bene discit, he learns well. Quamquam male docetur, although he is taught badly, a magistro pigro atque stulto, by a lazy and stupid teacher. All right, Cornelius responds, Ita sunt matres discipulorum. That's the way mothers of students are. That's the way students' mothers are, or so are mothers of students. Si filii earum, if their sons, male discunt, learn badly, magistrum accusant, they accuse the teacher. Eumque male docere dicunt, and they say that he teaches badly. Si autem bene discunt filii, if, however, the sons learn well, non magistrum sed discipulos laudant. They do not praise the teacher, but the students. Okay, so Cornelius is going to get himself in trouble here. So he's blaming his wife for having a kind of feminine attitude and stereotyping her into saying, oh, yes, all mothers are like this. You know, they don't want to blame their own sons. They want to blame the teacher. All right, well, I hope you learned a few things in this video lesson and maybe reinforce some vocabulary and grammar that you learned before. Valete usque ad proximum tempus.